started.
I'm Robert Shiller, professor of economics at Yale University and co-author of Phishing for Fools. The word phishing is a relatively new word used to refer to a kind of online fraud. We're using it, George Akerlof and I, much more broadly to refer to any kind of economic manipulation or deception. Fool is another word that we coined to refer to somebody who doesn't know they're being phished. So what are we talking about? The cover of the book has a cartoon by Ed Koren that illustrates what we're thinking. Our metaphor is, in an unconstrained free market, it's like being in a lake as a fish with a million fishermen all dangling lures to catch you. And these lures are designed by serious professionals whose job is to find ways past your defenses. So you might avoid it for a while, but sooner or later you're going to get hooked. Examples include car and home sales, health club membership, credit cards, news media, fattening foods. And on top of that, even our financial infrastructure is infected by phishing for fools. For another example, think of the financial crisis that enveloped the world starting in 2008. What happened there? Well, there was some, it's complex reasons for that, but there was some phishing involved. We had some smart entrepreneurs who presented information to the public in a certain way calculated to encourage foolish behavior. But these people who did this, it's not that they were bad people. It's a system. The economic system incentivizes people and almost forces people, if they want to stay in business, to do things like that. George Akerlof and I have been teaching economics for many years. I at Yale and he at UC Berkeley, now at Georgetown. Over the years, we've gotten the impression that there's something missing from economic theory. And what that's missing is the systematic phishing that goes on in the economy. We talk in our book about Suze Orman, who is a popular TV financial advisor, has a lot more wisdom and insights than most economists would ever acknowledge. They don't seem to think much of her. But when we look at her, she's saying the really important things, that people have to understand that their merchandisers, credit card companies are setting them up to overspend and then to be in trouble and then to be worrying all the time about finances. So Suze Orman's message is, know this and take action to prevent yourself from getting, as we would say, phished. At the beginning of our book, we quote James Carville, a well-known political advisor. It's the economy, stupid. He wanted to get the message out that people, their problems are often come from the economy, not from any single evil doer. Well, we think that his point is even broader than he made it, and that people have to recognize, they have to understand. That's what we try to get through in our book. They have to understand how phishing happens. And then our belief in free markets has to be tempered or moderated by intelligent regulation from the government or business standard setting that takes account of the real nature of phishing in our lives. There's a lot of political tension or disquiet over the role that free markets should play in our society. We think that the tension really derives ultimately from difficulties understanding this phishing equilibrium. It's really very simple. Have you ever noticed, for example, that candy bars are placed near the cash register in a supermarket? It's a trick, right? You're in a weak moment. Maybe your children are really getting impatient. It's a trick to get you to make an impulse purchase. Now, some people think, I wouldn't do that. If I were managing a grocery store, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't play those tricks on my customers. But you know what? If you took the job as manager of that store, you would quickly learn something. profit margins are razor thin in the supermarket business, and your competitors are doing this. You can't stay in business successfully if you don't play these tricks. That's the problem. And what we argue in this book is that that problem is more pervasive than you realized, and it actually affects many or most of your decisions, your actions, and the very story of your lives.